George Washington, the first president of the United States, the commander of the Continental Army, and the man who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else in most of his paintings. He wasn't just the father of his country. He was the original boss, the reluctant leader, and a man whose words carried as much weight as his legendary silent stares. Today, we're diving into Washington's most brilliant, sharp, and brutally honest quotes. So, get ready to learn from the man who led a revolution, turned down a crown, and basically invented presidential swag. Let's get started. Washington didn't want power. He just kept winning until he had no choice. His take on leadership?
Government is not reason. It is not eloquence. It is force. Like fire, it is a dangerous servant and a fearful master.
Politicians should come with warning labels. And when they offered to make him king after the revolution,
I did not fight George III to become George I.
Basically, Washington invented the thanks but no thanks exit strategy. Washington wasn't just a great general, he was a tactical ghost. The British spent half the war chasing him and failing miserably. His strategy? Keep moving, keep fighting, and let the enemy make mistakes.
We must take human nature as we find it. Perfection falls not to the share of mortals.
People mess up. Let's use that to our advantage. If Washington had a motto, it'd be just get it done. His philosophy?
Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages.
Or in modern terms, quit whining and do the work. Washington dealt with fake news before the internet even existed. His take on it?
To persevere in one's duty and be silent is the best answer to calumny.
In other words, let the haters talk. I've got a country to run. Washington despised political parties and tried to warn America about them.
The alternate domination of one faction over another, sharpened by the spirit of revenge, is itself a frightful despotism.
Party politics will turn democracy into a circus. Guess what, George? You were right. Washington wasn't just about battlefields. He had strict rules for life. One of his favorites?
Associate yourself with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation.
Which is basically the Founding Father version of, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, choose wisely. After 2 terms, Washington was done with politics. He could have stayed president for life, but instead, he walked away.
When we assumed the soldier, we did not lay aside the citizen.
Which is a fancy way of saying, I've done my job, you guys handle the rest. And just like that, he set the standard for presidential term limits. Washington knew that freedom wasn't free. It required effort and responsibility.
Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth.
Or in modern terms, protect it or you'll lose it. Washington didn't want to be a king. He didn't want to be a dictator. He just wanted to serve, win, and go home. His legacy? A nation that still follows his example. Well, sometimes. So next time you're stuck in a tough decision, just ask yourself, what would Washington do? Answer, handle it with quiet strength, zero drama, and maybe a few well-timed glares. Like, subscribe, and tell us what's your favorite Washington quote.